and welcome to the Big Bang.
This week, I'll be bringing the great outdoors inside with this pint-sized garden.
I shall be making a mysterious and magical puppet theatre.
And we'll both be making some very big bangs.
But first, a trick. Violet, you any good at catching balloons?
What, a balloon like that?
A balloon exactly like this.
I don't think that should be too much of a problem, Gareth.
Over here, madam. Please adopt the appropriate catching position.
OK, come on,
You
then.
ready? Go, catch it.
Woo!
Hey!
You tricker! You fixed that balloon. You cheated.
What's the matter? Too wobbly for you? Well, the reason why it's wobbly is inside this balloon is a small balloon full of water. And when you throw it, the small one wobbles all over the place, making it impossible to catch. Good trick, huh?
It's excellent, but I've got a trick for you. Come over here and meet my snake.
Ah! Violet! I'm not very keen on snakes.
You'd like this one. He's very charming. And I'll bring him out for you at the end of the show.
If he comes out, I'm staying here.
Feeling bored, Cynthia? Lonesome? Looking for someone a little more interesting than the usual crowd? You need to find an alien. Ernest may look like an alien, but he's not. If he were an alien, he'd look more like this. Be alert for people looking like this. They may also appear from spaceships, so keep watching the skies. Professional alien hunters don't look, they listen, using very big microphones. They're trying to locate radio signals which might reveal the presence of intelligent life. Try it yourself. You are listening for a beep or a whistle. If you hear a beep or a whistle, you have been successful. However, if you hear this, then you have not found intelligent life.
Well, what did he expect to find in a wardrobe?
And
Now,
should continue searching.
It's all about...
An easier method is to let the aliens find you. The best way of doing this is to move to the United States, where more than 10 million people have been abducted by aliens.
Very funny, Violet. Where's this snake of yours, then?
He's asleep in his basket. Look, could you get me some pebbles, please?
Pebbles? OK.
Bottle gardens like these are really great because they just about look after themselves. The proper word is terrarium, and you get them in all different shapes and sizes. But simple ones like this are really easy to make. You start off with a clear plastic bottle. Then get a craft knife and cut a flap out of it. You might need to get the help of someone who can use a craft knife.
Pebbles!
Oh, wonderful. Can you just spoon some in there, please?
OK.
Thank you. That's one. A bit more. That's it. Put those away and bring me a watering can.
Watering can?
Thank you. When you've put in the pebbles, you need to put about the same amount again of potting compost. So, also, if you've got some charcoal, crush that up and put that in as well. The pebbles and charcoal help with the drainage.
Watering can?
Put that down and bring me some sticky tape.
Sticky tape?
Yes. OK, that should be about enough. Of course, you can't go above the flap or it'll all come out. Now we're ready to plant our bottle garden. When you're choosing plants for it, make sure you get ones with good colours and textures, because they look the best. Here I've got a fern, a polka dot, a prey plant, and this one, whose nickname is Snakeskin.
Ah!
It's only a plant, Gareth.
Aha, here's your sticky tape.
Thank you very much. Could you make some holes in the bottle garden with that trowel?
Yeah, righto.
OK, we're now ready to plant, and what you do is you gently squeeze the plant pot, and the plant should come out. We're doing the fern first. Ready? With your holes?
Go on. Two there for you.
OK, I'm just going to plop one in there. Now, gently with your fingers, pat round to make the roots strong and firm in there.
OK.
I'll get another one ready.
What's the sticky tape for?
Oh, that's to seal up the bottle afterwards.
But how are the plants going to breathe it?
Oh, that's the beauty of it. Plants are absolutely brilliant. They produce enough oxygen during the day from sunlight to keep them going during the night. And you don't have to water them either, because the leaves release moisture, which then condenses in the bottle and is reabsorbed by the roots. One more, do you think?
Yep, go on.
OK, good advice as well is to make sure that you place your bottle garden in the sun, but not in direct sunlight. Last one, just pat it down.
OK.
And then we're ready to water it. Just water it so the soil's nice and moist, but make sure it isn't waterlogged. That's it. That should be enough. Well done.
Yeah,
Now we can seal it up.
Fantastic. And you're sure there's absolutely no snakes in here?
Not one.
Good job, too.
Today's strange but true story is about an invention which has changed the face of the earth. The inventor made a bomb. In fact, you could say his idea was dynamite.
The inventor of dynamite was born in Sweden over 150 years ago. His name was Alfred Nobel. He worked for his dad making an early explosive called nitroglycerine.
Nitroglycerine is a very powerful explosive, but it's also somewhat unpredictable. Sometimes you can shake it around and nothing will happen, but sometimes even the slightest movement will cause a massive explosion.
Many workers had died in explosions caused by nitroglycerine, so Alfred Nobel started looking for ways to make it safer. But before he could solve the problem, there was a terrible accident at the factory.
An explosion killed 5 people, including Alfred's younger brother. Alfred blamed himself and decided to make a safe explosive.
He thought he could mix the nitro with other, safer materials. He tried everything from brick dust to paper, but nothing seemed to work. Then he noticed a grey, powdered, ground-up rock in one of his crates.
It was packed in between the tubes of nitroglycerine to stop them from being knocked around. It was called Kieselguhr. When it was mixed with the nitroglycerine, it made sticks of a very powerful explosive, which were much safer to handle.
His new dynamite business boomed, but people wanted even more powerful explosives to blast tunnels through mountains.
Alfred kept his eyes open, and then something fortunate happened. He cut himself.
In those days, they didn't have plasters. They used this stuff. It's called collodion.
Which is made from something called cellulose nitrate. And it's pretty interesting stuff, because if you use more cellulose than nitrate, then it's pretty safe, and you can use it on your cut finger.
But if you use more nitrate than cellulose, it goes bang. A big bang.
And Alfred was very interested in big bangs.
By the next morning, Alfred had made a clear jelly out of 2 of the most explosive materials in the world. But it was safe to use. He called his invention blasting gelatine, and it made Alfred a very rich man.
But it didn't make him happy. He realised that his new safe explosives could be used in wars. So although it had been used to save lives, it could also be used to kill people.
Alfred decided to use his money to set up a special charity, the Nobel Prizes.
And every year, the Nobel Peace Prize is presented to someone who's helped prevent war and conflict. Good on you, Alfred.
And this year's Nobel Prize goes to the door knocker. The door knocker. You get it? If you had Nobel, you'd have to have a door knocker.
Oh, lovely puppet, Gareth. Is Sooty coming to tea?
Who is this Sootface and this Gareth? I am Lord Merlin, King of the Fish Rats and the Horse Wasps.
Yeah, right, and I'm Gestum Glindy of the One Hat and Two Eyes.
Well, hello, Gestum. What is the nature of this strange red book you are reading?
Oh, it's... Hang on, Gareth, how did you know it was red? Where are you?
If you persist in this, Gareth Chatterbish, I will be forced to melt your brains. Don't wave your fingers and stick your tongue out at me, young Earth lady, or I shall have to blast you with my blasty finger.
You and whose hand up your shirt, small fry?
What?
Where are you from again?
I'm actually from the second moon world of North Wales, just off the A55. You know, my St. Ass. Oh, well,
How did you know I was here?
I saw your eyes in the mirrors.
Ah, a bit of a giveaway, I suppose. Do you like this? It's a sort of a periscope puppet. It's nothing more than a couple of milk cartons, really, with mirrors in them, with a mask and a costume to make it look sort of real.
Very good.
Yeah, you think that's good? Have a look at this one. A scary bird.
A funny bird, more like.
Oh, all right. If you want scary, try this. It's a sort of a horrific face, a horrible puppet in a periscope. I call it a horoscope.
Snake!
Ah!
The Big Bang Guide to Big Bangs. Number 1, black powder. Black powder, better known as gunpowder, was invented by the Chinese about 1,000 years ago. It's mostly made of charcoal with a dash of sulphur and a hint of something called saltpetre thrown in for good measure.
Yeah, Violet, but what does it do?
Stand back and you'll find out.
Now, call me old-fashioned, but that wasn't much of an explosion. So, number 2, black powder.
Hang on, black powder was number 1.
With low explosives, such as black powder, the more they're squeezed, the faster the explosion goes. Now, this cardboard tube is filled with the same stuff Violet was just using. But as the powder inside burns, it gives off gases. And those gases increase the pressure in the tube. And as the pressure increases, the reaction goes faster and faster and faster and...
Let's stand back, shall we, Gareth?
Good idea.
Another thing about explosives is they don't need air to burn. They carry their own oxygen with them, locked up in the mixture of chemicals. Number 3, high explosives. Now this may look like a clothesline, but it's actually a high explosive. Now high explosives also need pressure to really go bang, but they don't need a container. What they do is they generate their own pressure in the form of a shockwave that squishes the explosive. A bit like sonic boom, only 18 times faster. Ulp.
Now, we're going to detonate our explosion using this remote control box. The explosive is tied to those posts over there. This should really show the difference between a low and a high explosive.
So, there you have it, the Big Bang Guide to Big Bangs.
Violet, you know that fuse you lit?
Yeah?
Where does it go?
Well, you see that thing over there?
Yeah?
Well, it's a lump of high explosive with loads of fuel that burns really well.
Oh, right. Why? Ah, that'll be why.
Time for my trick, Gareth.
I'm not going to like this, am I?
You'll love it. Look, take this and meet my snake, Betty.
Oh, Betty's my kind of
I
snake.
knew she'd charm you. OK, get ready to charm her. I need a balloon and a woolly jumper.
OK.
And you can play the music on the pipe. Get playing. OK, I'm just going to rub the balloon on the jumper quite vigorously. This should charm her. And...
Hey!
Come on, Betty.
Hey!
There we go.
What a fantastic snake. She comes up tail first. What's going on there,
She
then?
comes from a family of acrobats. Well, actually, it's static electricity. You see, when I rub the balloon on the jumper, it charges the balloon. It's got an electric charge, and that attracts a snake, which is made out of foil.
So you never actually had a real snake, then?
Well, I did, but I lost it somewhere.
Oh, Violet!
Wait.
Not poisonous.
No, only a little bit.
Only a little bit poisonous.